Good morning. Welcome to the Beach Business Breakfast podcast show. Today we have Cathy. How are you, Cathy?
Hi, I'm fantastic.
Looking very summery on this
nearly
winter's day. I shouldn't say the time because we never know when this is going to get live, but just a reminder, Beach Business Breakfast, 7:30 till 8:30, third Thursday of every month. $10 gets you informal networking breakfast and opportunity to be on podcasts and be on our directory and that sort of stuff. Just want to start with some news. We announced that we've been signed for a second season, which is fantastic, by ourselves, which is good. Peter the Pineapple is usually with us, but Peter's decided that he wasn't getting enough recognition and his character wasn't being developed, so he's gone off to Hollywood to chase fame and fortune. He figures there's, with Baywatch being renewed and a few of those Miami shows with beaches and that there's more roles for him over there. So
maybe with David Hasselhoff or something.
Could be.
That's right, we'll have to find Benny Banana.
So we wish Peter all the best of luck. So welcome, Cathy. Thanks for coming.
You.
Always
Thanks
smiling face. It's great. If anyone's ever down, look at Cathy's face. Look up Cathy Feenan on LinkedIn and you'll see a happy smiling face, and you've got no excuse to be down the dump. So just tell us a bit about how you got to where you are, what's your sort of background, where you grew up, what you did, how you got to become what you're doing now.
Well, gosh, it's been a bit of a history. Always been in business. I've been in business for 20 years now with my husband, which has been great.
Not many people say that.
Well, I love what I do. I love what I do.
Being in business with your partner.
Yes.
Trying at times.
Yeah, absolutely. And there certainly has been trying times over those in that journey as well. I must say. So my background, I worked for Newcastle Permanent. I worked in human resources there for about 12 or 13 years.
Is that in Newcastle? Yep.
Yes, I worked in Newcastle and worked out in the branches to begin with. And the reason I started that, crazily enough, what started my whole role was I wanted to get a discount on my home loan rate.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy for a career move? Oh my goodness.
What perks can I find?
Exactly. And
I had off my home loan.
Do they still do that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Tax it might.
Possibly. So that was my whole career decision, if you could call it that. And look, I was an employee. I had an employee mentality and values. And then I worked my way up the corporate ladder into human resources. So I started doing staff training and their learning development. Because ever since I was 12 years old, I've always wanted to find ways of helping people live happier lives. And so I thought, well, maybe I can do that through staff training.
So with Newcastle Perm, is that like teaching people about lending, or is it about how to deal with customers, or what sort of things?
So it was really about team building activities. So I worked with a lot of the different departments in head office, and I also worked out in the branches. I specialise in helping all of the new staff to get started, and that was awesome.
Excellent. What'd you do after that? So
after that, well, actually during that period, we also had our company. We had a recycling business with my husband. So I was doing that through the day, and then I was working at night.
Okay.
Recycling what?
Recycling cardboard and paper.
Because
we thought, well, what can we do for the environment? And that was a very good business to us.
Do you still do that?
We don't anymore. We sold that company.
It's about, I think a couple of weeks ago they announced the bottle recycling thing was coming back, the 10 cent
right.
thing, which people do for things like surf clubs and that,
oh, absolutely. And that was awesome. At that time though, because I was working so much in my corporate role, and Michael and I were working at night together on our traditional business, we went for about 13 years where we just didn't have any holidays and we had no time, and actually it took a toll on our marriage. And so we started to go into two different directions, and at that time we were introduced to a network marketing organisation.
Separately as well, or he was just focused on the recycling?
He was just focused on recycling. So he'd do that through the day. I'd toddle off to my job through the day. We'd come back together at night, eat dinner for about half an hour, and get stuck back into work again. We did that till midnight. We did that for a long time. We were prepared to work hard. We had good work ethic. That's what we were taught. And just as we were going through those motions of perhaps going almost in two separate ways with our marriage, we were introduced to a network marketing business with the Amway Corporation. And I was very dubious, I must say. But when I started to meet the people, I fell in love with the people. I fell in love with their values of wanting to help other people. So it gave me a huge insight as to what organisations like. Awesome. So I highly endorse
Yeah.
many network marketing
Yeah.
organisations with what they do, which is awesome. We don't do that anymore, but
Yep.
we spent about 10 or 11 years in that.
Okay.
And in that time, that allowed me to become a full-time mum because
Yep.
we had a baby,
Yep.
at that stage, and it allowed us to sell our recycling company,
Oh, excellent.
Great.
become just free up our time
Yeah,
a bit,
cool.
which was awesome, and
good.
do a little bit of travel, which we hadn't done before.
Yeah,
which was pretty
whereabouts
cool.
did you head? Whereabouts did you travel?
they
I
sent
did
us
notice
to a
you're going
few.
overseas again.
Yeah. We do love to travel, and we never
Yeah.
just got that chance to do it when we were
Yeah.
working really, really hard. They sent us to places like Tokyo, we did
Nice.
Disney,
Yep.
and just a couple of little cruises
Okay.
and great stuff around Australia. So
Yeah.
So once I had that lick of the ice cream, I wanted to do it more. I'm like,
Ice cream
how can we
does
do
it to you
this?
like chocolate, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and then from there, because we were mentoring a lot of people in
Yeah.
business in that business model, and were speaking at different functions and events
Yeah.
and things, it just kept on adding to this want of me wanting to help other people.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
I found just various ways to be able to do that,
Yeah.
and that
And
led me to where I am
So
today.
life by design.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So tell us a
Yeah.
bit about that, and what sort of things you do for people.
Yeah.
And I suppose a question is, how did you get your first clients? Was that from the groups of people that you'd helped before that you sort of transitioned into that, or
Yeah,
how did you go about that?
Well, when I was first graduating as a life coach, I aligned myself with, and I always have aligned myself with people who are experts in their field. So aligned myself
That
with
explains
Scott.
why Jeremy and I are here.
Absolutely.
If any of the viewers were wondering what we were doing
Absolutely,
here.
that's why I
Yeah.
keep coming back to this function,
Yes.
because you guys are on it.
Yeah.
No, honestly,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
genuinely mean
Stop
that.
self-congratulating.
Yeah, that's $20 to cut.
later. You're not supposed to mention that on camera, Dave. So I've always aligned myself with experts, and what led me to doing what I do today is really just that want to help people. And through graduating, as far as finding new clients, I first started doing pro bono clients, just so I could upskill. And through that mentorship with Scott Harris, who is my mentor and coach today, just helped me to get just a real
Help
good
you practice it.
understanding and practice,
Yeah.
because I found that coaching is so different to mentorship. Because when I mentored people, it was really from my own experience.
It can mean like different things to different people too, right? I guess
Definitely.
the confusing thing is that coaching can really, like, it's almost like saying, oh, I'm a salesperson, or oh, I'm a tradesman. Like I'm a
many
coach
aspects.
of what,
Of what?
Or, and what does that mean to different people?
Yeah.
So can you give us some practical example of like the type of work you're doing
Yeah,
with people?
sure. So I work with a lot of entrepreneurs who are either in a startup business or who have an established business, and things are going great for them, but something's holding them back. So what I found when I was always in business was the mindset was what was really holding me back personally, as far as helping me really to either explode my business or to help more people, because that's what my passion was. So I was always getting in my own way, and it was because of all the BS, all the belief systems that I had.
I wonder where that was going then.
Well, it depends how your mind thinks, Dave.
That's the thing, it is about like the baggage you sort of carry, isn't it? And you're sort of a bit like you've got to weed a garden, you've got to weed yourself every now and then and sort of get rid of the things that are holding you back.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because my very first introduction to personal development was back when I started the network marketing company, and it changed my life literally with my relationships, with my workplace, with myself, with my health, with my finances, my lifestyle, with my contribution. We also run a not-for-profit organisation with youth leadership. We've been doing that for 8 years now, and so we've got lots of different passions, but we needed the time and
so
finances
you
to do
mentioned
that.
graduating as a life coach. Is that like as a course you did, or what?
Yeah.
What? Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so Scott Harris, I don't know if you've ever heard of him before, but he speaks for Tony Robbins.
Okay,
He is today, he's a millionaire mentor here in Australia. But he's got lots of skills and resources up his sleeve that he's had the benefit of associating with quite a few key people. And I actually had the opportunity of meeting Scott about 5 years ago at the Leith Leadership camp that we run up in Caloundra and and up that kind of area. So we did that every year.
Yep.
And he came as a speaker, and what I really loved about him was that he was congruent. And that was something that was really important for me, to have someone that my values aligned with. And I was kind of in that transition where things were going great in a network marketing organisation, and leadership was wonderful, but I always just felt there was more. So it was a really challenging time to transition, a little bit like when I went from being an employee to an entrepreneur and developing that mindset. And then I was into the transition again, but not quite knowing how or what my path was next. And I just went to a couple of his different seminars that he has, like Millionaire Mentoring and a few bits and pieces, and just got to know him a bit better. And I just fell in love with his mission. And he Success Resources is a personal development organisation here in Australia, and they invite different speakers like Robert Kiyosaki and these different people to come to teach here in Australia. And they had been asking Scott for about 7 or 8 years to develop a coaching program to teach people how to become excellent coaches, because he was really tired of seeing so many people get coaching, but they were crappy coaches.
So he was coaching people, but he was not coaching coaches at that stage.
Not at that stage, that's exactly right. So he had been coaching and speaking for about 20 years himself. And he kept on saying no to Success Resources because he was at that stage where he's got 4 children, now under the age of 11. So at that time he was in that chapter of his family. So he kept saying no. And it wasn't until about 4 or 5 years ago that he developed the Ultimate Coach professional program. So I have people like me who want to do that, but just don't know how. And he mentors and coaches.
So you graduate from that program and you become one of like his group of coaches.
Yeah, that's right. And we also have the ability to have our own businesses as well, and coach our own clients too. So,
Excellent. So what sort of marketing do you do in your business too? Or do you get like leads through that organisation, or how do you go about your marketing?
We can get leads through that organisation, absolutely, which is awesome. I find that I haven't actually done a marketing campaign as such. I'm just about to, because my books are almost full, to be quite honest. And
good reason not to do any marketing.
I think when your books are full, you put your price up.
Well, you do. You do, absolutely. And I'm actually looking at doing, in probably the next 6 to 12 months, doing group online webinars instead, just to really help people to come together as a group if they're not wanting that one-on-one.
And also from the sort of comfort of their own home.
But as far as where I had found new friends or clients to connect with and help and serve, really just in daily life, just creating conversations, or just really listening to perhaps what their pains were, what their story was, and just say, hey, if I can help you with something, would you appreciate it? So, and I still do today allow people to have the opportunity of a discovery session, and I do offer a coaching package after that, but there's no strings attached.
So, and feel free to correct me, but the fact that you would have built up like a pretty massive awareness in people, like people who know you, there'll be a big slice of population compared to your average person who's just decided to start a business. And so essentially that's filtered down that, this is what I'm doing now, and enough people out of this part of the world have gone, I'm interested in that, and have come to it. Like, that's kind of been your marketing strategy in a sense.
That's right. Well,
become massively it's not like celebrity, but well known in a big enough group of people that some people there go, I need to talk to you.
If Cathy's not a celebrity, like if you weren't one 10 minutes ago, you are now. Being on this show,
I'm feeling a bit special now.
Being on this show will catapult you.
Because you said
somewhere, we're not too sure where, but it'll catapult you.
The youth leadership, and I guess you have some interaction with schools and whatever. So there's other groups that you're a part of that inevitably those people eventually will discover what you do, and you don't need, I don't know how many customers you need, but you don't need like 1,000 of them, do you? So
no, that's exactly right. And I think that's probably the most, well, not probably, it is the most important part we've learned in business is relationship. And it's all about being congruent, and it's about putting them first. And if I always remember Zig Ziglar, you know, the famous Zig saying, you know, if you help enough people get what they want, it's a serendipity. You'll get what you want.
Yeah, it's that thing, what goes around comes around. And
Totally.
about, I think Stephen Covey said, you know, seek first to understand, then you'll be understood. So if you can understand, you know, what the other person's doing, feeling, etc., especially as a life coach, and there's more things you can say, well, look, I can help you here, or look, I actually can't help you with everything. Here's some other people that might help you.
Plus, you've got some good life experience of your own to draw on, but also you will have seen lots of other people's challenges and
lots of references.
Journeys, so you've got plenty of reference points, I suppose.
Which is really beautiful. It's a really nice thing to have, and I really feel blessed and very highly favoured, to be quite honest, of perhaps the journey that I've had, or the rubbish that we go through in our lives, and kind of making lemons out of lemonade, if you will. And it's just that mindset. That's what really has helped me get through. And I really love helping other people to I almost feel it's a sense of responsibility, if you will, that I've come to know different people and have these different skills that I've got to share it. I've got to share them. That's why I love that.
So with that, I think your offer is to members, Beach Business Breakfast, their friends, family, clients, is the 1 hour discovery session.
Yeah, that's
usually
right.
Over coffee, which is our favourite way to do most things.
I actually do that over the phone.
Do it over the phone.
Yes,
or they
I
can
do.
make themselves coffee before.
But I'm happy to have. I'm happy to have a coffee. Absolutely.
If
someone wants to sit down and
then
absolutely.
from that, you know, maybe, you know, say to people, look, I can help you here, here, and here, and then here's how the coaching plan works, and that
it's
sort of thing. That's
important to
great.
get a match between you and them, isn't it? Like, it's not like.
Oh, absolutely.
There
Look,
must be people you say no to, I hope.
Oh, look, I'm very. I have rules of the game. I call them rules of the game. So I have certain boundaries that are in place, and it's really important. I'm looking for someone who's ready to step up into their next level of greatness, and I'm really looking for someone who is bold and brave enough to perhaps have a look to see what's really holding them back, and help them just to get that clarity on where is it that they want to go, and what can we do together. And I know sometimes it can sound very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very, it's very important because it's their life, and it can sound very important, which it is, but we have lots of fun and celebration along the way too. So I'll take my clients out for dinner if they've hit a goal, or you know, just fun stuff.
Celebrate
absolutely
small wins.
So important to do that.
I think a lot of people don't do, you know, just sort of forget how far they've come a lot of the time.
Totally.
You know, we were talking this morning about the breakfast and how we started with 6 and now we're getting 50, and we had started with 3 on Meetup and we've got 310. So sometimes you just got to look back and go, hang on, that was pretty good.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's
very
pop
cool.
Champers or
absolutely.
So,
you have to let me know when you're celebrating.
Absolutely. So what's the best bit of business advice? You've met lots of people, been to lots of things. What are some of the sort of gems that
you've probably absorbed more like speakers?
Where do I start?
Like, just condense 5 million hours
bullet
into
points.
1 second.
Bullet points. So you know, probably the biggest distinction that I've learned is try not to be everything to all people, and borrow the brains of other people. So if, as an example, I'm not a marketing expert or a branding expert, so I'm going to engage someone like Kat, who I have, Kat Ringrose, to help me in the areas that I'm not good at. Rather than putting on all the hats and having to do it all. So outsourcing.
And you mentioned Kat, she's going to be one of our first guests in season 2.
Very cool.
Which is good, she's got a great little marketing company.
She's fantastic.
She's a very, very, if you need marketing help, she's one of the people you can
brilliant.
help.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, no, that's good. So if you were starting over again today, just say today was your first day in this new world of coaching, is there anything you'd do differently to what you did before? Or?
Yeah, I'd ask for help. I'd ask for help. I would get mentorship, and I would actually engage a coach. I know it sounds like I'm selling my services, but literally, because when I engaged mentoring and coaching, that's when everything changed for me, and that's why I do what I do today, because it had such an impact on my life. And personal development, just becoming the best person that you can, learning how to connect with different personality styles and have those good quality conversations that you're relatable. So that's what I would do first. And find out what your passion is. Find out what you love. Why are you doing what you're doing?
Sounds like you've found it. It's great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's great. Well, look,
Yeah.
thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
That was great. So,
Appreciate the opportunity.
if you need help with life coaching, check out Cathy Feenan on LinkedIn or on our Beach Business Breakfast directory. And enjoy the
Great.
rest of your day, which
Thank
I'm sure
you.
you enjoy every day.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, you got
I
that.
do.
So, thanks for coming in, bring the
Thank
beautiful
you.
weather, and we'll see everyone next time.
Great. Thank you.